Holding them up like Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, baby. Four horsemen. Leeds United get a 4-pack today. Watford 0, Leeds United 4. It was so easy. So easy tonight. And listen, I'm going to just get this out of the way. Watford were absolutely atrocious, but we were just a cut above. We were just too much for them. And now we can kind of quell those fears that some of you had about the cup team losing the game. Is it going to bleed into the league form? No, is the answer to that. No. Listen, we got some stuff to talk about tonight, man. I was really impressed. It's going to sound weird, but I actually enjoyed this one more than the 7-0. I think there was just more to it today, and I think it's because of the bounce back ability. Maybe that comes into it as a factor for me. But I just enjoyed some of the goals tonight. It was nice. I think Watford, they didn't play that deep block. They were very naive defensively, gotta say. But I really enjoyed some of the goals today. And Dan James, listen, we'll get into it in just a bit. We'll get into it just a bit. Aronson, man of the match. I can only put in 3 options, and then a 4th is going to be other. But yeah, we'll get into it in a bit. But people, like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop your thoughts and comments below in the comment section. Thank you to Mr. P for the super thanks on the last video. And listen, shout always Parrot House, always supporting. Thank you for the support, Parrot House. Much love to you. And Hyru also, who's also a member of the channel. Big up to all the members of the channel as well. FA Cup, what class performance, March there. Fun, exactly. And guys, I mean, AJ, yeah, quality performance, great goals, job done. That's what it felt like today. It felt like we went back to business as usual with the side today. And I'm going to get into it just a little bit, but you can see the difference between the changes we made and the current team that we've got. That's pretty much starts every league game, barring a couple of changes here and there. You can just tell that there's an understanding, there's a calmness, there's an assuredness to this team when they play, and you just feel comfortable. Almost everyone, but I feel comfortable. You know, one of those. Darren here saying Watford try their best and lost 4-0. God, if they were trying their best today, Darren, they need help. Okay, they were atrocious. But once again, we are going to be 3, 4, 5 levels above a lot of teams this season. Keep saying it. And I've not been made to look a fool just yet. Okay, don't do no Leedsiness at the end of the season. Collapse Leeds, please don't do that. But I haven't seen it yet. Everything I've said has come to fruition. The teams in this league are garbage. There's hardly any good players in this division through many reasons. I'm not going to keep going into them. But with the squad that we have, we should be getting results like this today. But it is nice to see it come, overall in terms of just the consistency in winning games. And another clean sheet to go with it as well in the league. So cannot complain. Cannot complain, man. It's trash. I've been trying to tell people, but you still have those people. Don't really hear from them too much now, but they'll say, "Oh no, Middlesbrough, West Brom, they're threats to us. We've got to be careful of all these teams." I'm like, have you seen their teams? They are trash. And then when you see us and we're taking off Solomon and we're bringing on Nonto, Ramazani off James, come on, guys. There should only be one winner, right? We should only be one winner. Let's go. Let's go. Ryan, I'm going to speak about him in a separately, because if it wasn't Dan James, it'd probably be this man as well, for sure. But look, guys, just a complete performance today. I thought we was in control from the minute off. The reason I want to highlight Dan James, though, is because he set the tempo. We saw from the team as well, it was pretty much what I thought it was in the preview, except for Stroud was held on the bench and it was Gruev in. But I did say, with it being a away game, I can see Gruev starting. I don't know if we need to start Gruev in every single away game. I think against like the teams near the bottom, I think we can, go with a Rothwell, Tanaka, or when Stroud's back healthy, Stroud and Roden back at the back, and then Ampadu and Tanaka in midfield. I think we can go with that. I don't think we need Gruev in every single one. But I understood it with a couple of Watford's threats. They were hardly a threat. I think they, one save from Melier, one shot that hit the bar that was always rising. Nothing. Erlen, Bogle, another shout. I can only fit in 3 names, but he's just consistently great. Listen, let's talk into it. Let's talk into it. Gruev did it's nothing to do with that, putting in the shift. That's all passion stuff. He's doing what he's supposed to do away from home, which is stifling the home midfield, and he's done it again. So again, it's nothing against Gruev. I'm just saying that in teams that are like near the bottom, I think that we don't have to go so defensive, but it's absolutely fine. It's a minor thing, absolutely minor. Lee here saying, I'm slightly disappointed it was only 4. That's a testament to how we play. No worries at all. I'm with you, Lee. I'm not even bothered about the four because I saw in the second half we did start to slow it down a little bit because we don't need to go 100 miles per hour for 90 minutes of the game. We don't. We're in control a lot of the game. We create the best chances of the match every single game in this division. So for me, it's not about us pounding teams 6-7, although it's always fun, right? It's always fun. But for me, it's about maintaining the energy, making sure that we conserve energy, conserve fitness, stay as injury free as possible. Just got 14 games left, people. 14 games. And we are there. We are there in this form, under this control, with the way that we're playing, we are there. So it's all about game management, and I think we managed the game brilliantly today. Farker today, he didn't need to make no subs. We could have actually kept the same 11 on because our game's not until Monday. But he made them after 76 minutes. That was absolutely fine. Especially with a lot of those players that have got to play the cup game on the weekend, had no issues with the substitutes today. Just for one thing though, in the first half, I did notice Firpo a couple times defensively missing, and it was one of the instances was when Melier came out to make the save. But yeah, apart from that, everyone else. Ampadu redeemed himself. Got to say that because I felt he was a bit casual against Millwall on the weekend. I didn't like his performance. Today he was back to being Captain Ethan, and that's what you want to see. That's exactly what you want to see. Dan James more like Don James, yeah. Hey, Peru. Listen, we're gonna speak about Peru. Joe Roden, standard stuff. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. You can just rely on him. You don't need to. He's become one of those now where it's just, if he has a bad match, you probably have to highlight it because he's just becoming automatic. Jaden Bogle today was so intelligent with his play. He wasn't even so much going up forward like he has been in previous game. He's got his goal in a recent game. I think he's good. But it was just the way that he was winning fouls, using his intelligence to push us up the pitch. Absolutely love Jaden's game. And it's just another one to add to the list this season. He's been absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But I do want to say, Tanaka today. Now, I've said before with Tanaka that there was a time when we first signed him where I felt he was just getting, man of the match just because he passed the ball in a straight line. It was becoming that ridiculous. He was playing well, but I felt he was getting a little bit gassed up. Tonight was absolutely brilliant from Tanaka. Both ends, two-way game. Coming back, helping out the defense, going forward, helping out the attack. He was absolutely brilliant. And he was involved in my favorite goal tonight, the fourth goal. Just wonderful midfield play, holding off the ball. They couldn't get it off him. And I've been waiting for a goal like that where our midfield is just so strong, so sound on the ball where the defenders can't touch him. Plays in a lovely ball to Solomon, who we'll get into as well. There's just so much. There's so much credit, people. So much credit. But Tanaka, for me, if it wasn't Dan James tonight, I think Tanaka would probably get my vote. Him and Peru. This is the beautiful thing again. This is the beautiful thing. There are so many people that you could give man of the match to tonight. I'm not mad at any of the suggestions. Not mad at one of them. Although I hope just because Melier just made one save today, he doesn't get man of the match again. Thought that was pretty funny to me. But there's so many suggestions today, and I don't think one is a wrong answer. I don't. Shrew here saying, hope tomorrow's results go our way. I'm almost at the point, Shrew, and I hope I'm not getting carried away with this. But listen, I'm here to be clipped up. That's what we're here for, right? As content creators. I'm almost at the point where I can see tomorrow's games. They look very favorable for our promotion rivals. I'm almost not caring. Okay. I'm almost not caring because I'm so confident in what this football team is doing. And as long as we keep doing what we're doing, we don't care if Sheffield United keep winning. We don't care what Burnley are doing. We don't care. As long as we continue in this vein, and it is possible for 14 more games, I think we were okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Absolutely. Rock settings. Ryan saying here, my man's too confident. It worries me. Listen, I can only go with what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing, Ryan. And if I had any concerns, I'd say so. You know me. I would say it. I just don't see him right now. I even had in the preview that this was going to be a 2-0, maybe a closer game with everything. We absolutely blew these people away today. This isn't Watford with Troy Deeney no more, or Gerard De La Feu. This is this version of Watford. This is what happens when you're in the Championship. If you don't get promoted within a couple of seasons, you look like this. You look like this. You look like Norwich. You look like West Brom. And that's what we're going to avoid this season. 100, right? 100. Um, yeah, Gruev absolutely did what he needed to do fine. Brendan Aronson's link up play today, brilliant again. He was heavily involved in the second goal. By the way, just to say the Dan James first goal, it set us off the read, and it's nice for us to get those kind of goals. That's another thing I'm pleased with tonight. It's just the sloppiness of some of the goals we got. It's about time. We shouldn't have to keep on going. Oh, we're going to get through 5 men here, 5 men here. Let's get into a gap and get some perfect shot off. It was nice to see imperfect goals go in for us. It was nice for us to get gifts today. It was that, and I do enjoy that because I do feel like we have to work so hard for nearly every goal we score. It was nice to get some gifts today, and Dan James set the tone. But Brendan Aronson was big involved in the build-up play today. Another good outing for Brendan. And even if he doesn't get the direct assist at times, people, you have to look past that. He's involved in the build-up to the goals, and that was what happened today. But Dan James, for me, was the one that set the tone. Just talked about his first goal. The second goal on the break, which started from Brendan, Peru's ball into Dan James. And that's what I talk about with Joel Peru. If you're looking for him to do all that pressing nonsense, get out of here with that. Get out of here. He's a cultured footballer with technique. That's his game. It always has been his game. I don't know why we tried to change him. But that ball into Dan James was perfect. We've seen it. We look, not picking on Brendan, but we saw Brendan in previous games try and put that ball across. He played it behind Dan James. Peru just put it on the plate, Dan James, and you love that kind of finish. Just thump it, top of the goal. Love that 2-0, and from there it was game over. Yeah, it was lovely. And I thought the second goal was probably going to be the goal of the game, but the fourth one was magic. Third goal, like I say, you like gifts. Solomon, deflected shot. Mano Solomon, by the way, let me just get this up. This is actually outdated now. Mano Solomon with a deflective effort. Again, goalkeeper for me probably could have dived a little bit, but that's on Watford, not for us. But actually, Mano Solomon is on 5 goals and 6 assists now. But I think LUFC Day will probably update this. So he's now scored or assisted in 11 goals in his last 10 championship appearances. And this is where I keep saying to people who want to see Ramazani back in, who are you dropping? Who are you dropping? You're not dropping Dan James, who I think now, and please correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, I think he's up to 10 goals now. I'm sure he was on 8 goals on February the 1st. So I think he's on 10, but please correct me if I'm wrong. And you've got Mano Solomon, who's doing both. And the thing was, Mano Solomon wasn't even great in the first half, but in the second half, he started to play, he started to go around people, started to draw fouls. He was giving us a Mano performance. And yeah, I'm not dropping either of these two. I don't care, man. Rum saying James is the best player in the league. Good argument for it. There's a good argument for it. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to argue with that. I think between him and Mano Solomon, if you're going for consistency over the season, it's Dan James, because he's been doing it literally from the start of the season since he's been playing. Whereas Mano's it's been a late bloomer thing after all his fitness issues. But boy, it's a joy to watch, isn't it? It's such a joy to watch. Ryan here saying, I think we are seeing James at his peak years now. Yeah, seems like he's just put it all together. He's always had that speed, but then sometimes it's that's been lacking. And I think he's needed these years in the Championship. I think he probably got, fast track to the Premier League, and especially at a club like Man United, way too soon. But we're seeing him now with composure in his game. Those finishes today, you don't get them without composure. I'm talking about him cutting off a defender for his sloppy pass. That was a beautiful composed finish for the first goal. Bottom corner, absolutely love to see it. Second one, that could have gone over, and maybe Dan James 2 years ago blazes that over, but instead he's putting it top bins. Just brilliant to see it from DJ. It's good to see him get it all together, and let's hope he can do that in the Prem. But listen, we'll speak about that in the summer, right? Let's not do it yet. But have to say, the fourth goal, that was my favorite. That was my favorite one today. Like I said to you earlier, the play from Tanaka was absolutely just perfect. Just they couldn't get the ball off him, and then you put it through to Solomon, who then sees the run of Peru, who then sits down a defender or two, touches it one way, and strokes it home the other. That's what I love. That's my football. That is my kind of football, just absolute total football. And Joel Peru was good for his goal today. He got an assist today, goal today. And It's not for me to say about people complaining about his number 9 player. If you guys are still complaining, that's up to you. But when you utilize a player what in the way that he needs to be utilized, like we are we're doing with Joe Peru, you get the absolute best out of him. You get the best out of him instead of trying to make him into something he's not, which is don't make me go on a bigger rant. That's a problem with today's football, in system heavy football, where players have to do this. They can't move here because their position's here. Give the ball to Joel Peru in those areas, and he will cook. And I think he's what now? Is he on 14 goals now? Is he on 14 goals? It's something like that. But people, the goals just keep ticking, and we're getting scoring from our strikers, we're getting scoring from our wingers as always. And when they're not scoring, it will be our centre backs that will pitch in. Tanaka will pitch in again as well when Ethan moves up with him. It's just lovely. It's just lovely. Yeah, James. Tanaka was dribbling circles around the defense. They couldn't take it off him. I'll be watching that goal again. I absolutely loved everything, every single thing about goal number 4 tonight. And I thought number 2 was going to get goal of the game for me. Now, number 4, lovely. Kelvin here saying, I've never complained about Peru. Guaranteed goals. Guaranteed goals is all you need from a 9. Yeah, I mean, look, I know it's not 1999 anymore, and you can't just have, not goal hangers as such, but just finishers. I get it, and I get football's changed, but I just don't get it when you try and transform players into something they're not, and you can see visibly they're not comfortable with it. I just don't understand it. If you want a player in that mold, go and find one. Don't buy one and then try and make him into a player that he isn't. You let Joel Peru play the way he's been playing over the past month, we get the absolute best out of him. Cookie in the house. What's going on, Cookie, man? Peru will get 20 plus goals this season. He's on track. He's on track. He's definitely on track to do it. I got confidence that he'll do it as well, as long as we keep playing him the way that we're playing him. Would you keep Ampadu at centre back? I wouldn't, Josh. I wouldn't. I think long term for me, Strout goes back there next to Roden, and Ampadu moves up into midfield with Tanaka. I think that we've just got that's just basically the perfect balance, in my opinion. That's what I would do. And even Daniel Farker himself says that he doesn't particularly want to see Ampadu at the back during the run-in. So at some point, I do want to see back as Strauch and Roden, who had a magnificent partnership anyway, and then put Ampadu back. Let's not make the mistake of last season and just keep on trying it because it's working for now. As soon as there's any instance of it not working, get Ampadu back in midfield. But I want it to happen soon. But obviously, we have to wait for Stroud to come back and be 100% fit. SB now saying James' assist for Aronson's goal against Cardiff was an example of his composure at the moment. Yeah. Listen, that's the thing that's improved. That's the one thing you needed from DJ. It was his composure, because don't try and rewrite history now, people, because I hate when people do that. He was a wreck before. There's a reason why he did get sent out on loan when he was in the Prem, because not just because he was being stuck up front like an idiot between Bielsa and Marsh. It was because he didn't have that composure in the final bit. He'd do all the hard work, get past people, run past people, but then that final ingredient, the most important, was missing. And that's the reason why he got sent out, and we were trying to get Cody Gakpo. But let's not go through that again. This is what he's been missing from his game. And look, if he can continue in this vein, there's a lot of promise there. There's a lot of promise. Richard here saying, evening all, Solomon different class. He is, man. And today wasn't even Solomon's best game, in my opinion. And he still was cooking. That's the level he's at. That's the level he's at. And he was saying this week, he just wants to make Leeds fans happy. I know that there's a lot of people saying that he needs to be bought, if we go up. But obviously, that's the most important thing, that we go up and then we can have those conversations, because he's not going to be back in the Championship next season. I think that's for sure. All right. I think that is for sure. I think he's proved his worth. And I think with Mano Solomon, I think it's always just been about his fitness. He's had terrible, terrible injuries. And even when he first came here, he wasn't looking sharp. He was looking a bit slow, kind of looked a little overweight, in my opinion. But since, I don't even know when it was the turnoff, but he has just been cooking. Absolutely cooking. And maybe since December, I think it's been. And he's just proved his worth. And that's what you get when you get a player that's won league titles, played Champions League football very recently. Yeah, he's got it, man. He's got it. Kelvin in the house saying, win 7 games, that's 90 points. Yeah, I mean, let me just get the table up here. While I'm getting the table up, people, please like the video if you haven't already. Okay, hey. 69 points. Nice. Very nice. But yeah, in terms of that, 69 points. But guys, look at the goal difference, man. It's another point. It's another point. It's worth another point. It should be worth another 3 points with the goal difference we've got. And it's only Burnley who have kept like the 9 clean sheets. Sorry, that have conceded just 9 goals that are not having our defense spoken about too much. But we're doing great on both ends. We're scoring goals. We're not conceding them. It's the perfect recipe as to why we are top of the league right now. John in the house, DJ man of the match, but how class is Tanaka? Exactly. Yeah. Hyru, Leeds United head of the table. There we go. Put your ones in the air. There we go. Ones in the air. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, well, Kelvin is Solomon is top half of the Prem class. I love him if we go up or when. That's right, Kelvin. Well, if he's top of the half Prem class, then we might not get him back. So, you know, we'll see. Listen, we'll talk about it then, because what it is with me as well, as you guys know, I overthink things at times, but I just want to see how he gets on from here till the end of the season. His fitness has been great. Can he continue that for the rest of the season? Because you have to just remember the last couple of years have been very, very injury plagued, and we are still managing him as well. He's still having to be managed in terms of his fitness. But if he stays healthy from now to the end of the season and puts in these performances, I think that there could be a deal to be done. And listen, Tottenham and Leeds have got each other on speed dial at this point, so I think that there's always business to be done, because it doesn't seem like he's going to be back in favor at Spurs. Yeah, 66 goals, man. John, oh man, thank you, buddy, for the super chat. In honor of the goal difference and capital Steez, hey, NYC, let's go, man. Thank you for that, John. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Kelvin, you don't want that. Can we get Ange to? You don't want that. You don't want Ange. We've already had a kamikaze manager in the Prem, where he's got one idea and he's going to live and die by that. No, we don't need that. We don't want that. But yeah, we'll see if Andrew's still there by the end of the season at this rate, gotta say. Oh, did Real Madrid get it? Yeah, I had it on 2 screens today. Obviously, I'm coming on here with you, so I've missed it. Yeah, I'm with you, Lewis. No, Ange, please. I couldn't do it, man. We've already been there. We've already been there one time with that kind of manager. I've literally called him on my channel. He's Ange Bielsa. It's literally the same thing. One way of playing, no matter what personnel is out. Yeah, I don't want to do that again. I've had enough of that. It was depressing enough. You guys saw the beard just kept growing and growing each week. Richard in the house saying, and once again, no Peru, no party. Yeah, just class. And look, it's not for me. I'm not doing the whole thing when people come at me and say, you know, when Bamford gets his yearly goal, hey, what you saying about Bamford now? I would just like to know from people that do doubt Peru as a 9, is there anything that you're still not seeing that you don't like from Joel Peru? Because he's linking the play. He's not the quickest. He's never going to be the quickest, but his finishing is immaculate. So if what is it about Joel Peru's game that you don't like? Just put it in the comments and let me know. Yeah, he does. He does. Yeah, he's listen, all managers hate to lose, but yeah, he gets well spiky, doesn't he? You know, oh, great way to start an interview, mate. Yeah, he gets spiky. But listen, you guys know Tobes. I hope you guys know Tobes. I'm enjoying bantering him, but even at some points I have to stop because it's just not fun. You know, like when they're losing to Liverpool 4-0 in the semi-final second leg. Even I have to go, you know what, man? I'm gonna leave you alone today. I'm gonna leave you alone. But yeah. Richard here saying, okay, even as a Peru fan, he's a bit lazy. How is he lazy? Because I think that saying is lazy, Richard. I'm gonna put it back to you. How is Joel Peru lazy? Because he doesn't run around like a headless chicken trying to look busy when he's not actually doing anything. We've had those players before. Oh yeah, their heat maps are absolutely wonderful. They're all over the place. But what are they actually doing? And with Joel Peru and the way that we play, sometimes he doesn't always get the opportunities to score. You know, we do play in a very, unique way at this level. But I think that lazy trope is lazy within itself. I do. Andy here saying the impressions are making a comeback. No. I didn't mean to, but it's an easy one to do, isn't it? And it's a layup. Nick, Peru always looks stoned. Well, listen, I agree with that. He does always look stoned, but that's just his look. I don't, you know what I mean? David saying, no, turning circle of a tanker. All right. Yes, he's not the most athletic and he's not the most mobile, but look, he's doing well for us at this level, right? And another reason to blow Peru up, John. Okay, all right, got you. Josh here saying, I've been guilty of not appreciating Peru this season. I think it's more his type of striker. Okay, that's fair. I much prefer a Suarez over a Kane striker. Yeah, I can get with that. I mean, I will never, give Suarez his due just for the fact that he'd call me a name to my face if he ever saw me. But yeah, I understand what you're saying in terms of the Tyler striker, like a Radamel Falcao, Fernando Torres type of striker. Absolutely get that. Yeah. Peru 420. But listen, you guys are killing me, killing me. What else is there? Let me just see if there's anything else that I may have missed. Let's see if there's any other things I can get up before we end this today. Hey, listen, we're speaking Joel Peru here. Okay, right. LUFC data is just racking in some numbers. So let's go through a couple of these while we're on stream, right? Let's go through a couple of these. Okay, club record. See, some of these I don't really say because this is the championship, and I know that's very elitist of me. But for me, I think there's more equity when you're playing at the top level. So let me go to some of them. Let me go to some of them. I mean, it's still impressive. Let's go. Club record: Leeds have kept 20 clean sheets. I'm all over the place. Smooth, real smooth. After the first 32 league matches in a single season for the first time in the club's history. Okay, that is worth celebrating there. Leeds' current goal difference of plus 47 is the best we have ever had after 32 league matches of a single season. Okay, we breaking records from 69-70. Shout out to all the Duns that were there in that, because I know there's quite a few that were around during the Dun Revit era. So salute to you guys, man. And what else is there? Leeds have kept 6 consecutive league clean sheets for the first time since September 2017. Here we go. Speaking of Joel Peru, everyone. Here we go, people. Joel Peru comes the first championship player to reach 20 goals and assists combined this campaign. 14 goals and 6 assists. Okay, so he's on 14 goals, right? 14 goals. So yeah, and listen, people talking about that. I know he's been out suspended, but like Borja Sans and all these kind of things. Nah, give me Joel Peru any day of the week, man. Give me that cultured striker, man. Hey, listen, cultured people. So, Josh, didn't you like Dennis Bergkamp? Dennis Bergkamp was like, he wasn't the quickest, but his brain was like 20 steps ahead of everyone. Mad player, mad player. Yeah, he can absolutely make 20. He's absolutely making 20 goals. And yeah, Kelvin, 6 assists for a striker is good. And again, it's not just the number. Sometimes Peru and even Aronson as well, to give him his due, they do the work to draw people out. They do the work. They're probably the touch before the assist at times. And that has to be taken into account for me. I don't just go with the raw numbers. I go with what I've seen as well. And they've been involved in those kind of goals where they're not the direct touch before, but they've been heavily involved. And he's been doing that. He's been doing that. Is there anything else from, yeah, that's the last one. Guys, that is it. I think that is it. Yeah, there's so many. I know that one gets played over and over again, but yeah, he was class, man. Absolute class. AJ here talking about the immediate future here. If we can beat Sunderland and Sheffield United in our next 2 games, we will big enough. We will have a big enough lead at the top to win the league. Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. And listen, all attention now goes to Sunderland on Monday, home game. We owe them one after that debacle at the Stadium of Light. And if for me, I'm never mind the Sheffield United game. For me, if we beat Sunderland, I don't want to say. I'm going to say it. Forget it. I'm always too cautious. That's 1 foot finishing in the top 2. All right, I've said it. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. So if we beat Sunderland on Monday, yeah, it's halfway. We're halfway there, like Bon Jovi. 100. All right, 100. So yeah, people, that is it. That is it. And Hyru here saying, close this month out strong, Leeds. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to do it. We're going to do it, people. We're going to do this, as AFT Robbie would say. But listen, people, that's the stream. Thank you for rocking with me tonight. I will be back at some point. So, hit the notification bell to know when I'm going live or uploading. Like the video before you go, people. Enjoy. Leeds United win 4-0 away. Top of the league. 69 points. Nice. Peace out, people. Good night.